number 10. The number 10 storyline is the city of Miami. Usually focus on the city itself. It is the latest iteration of the Super Bowl in Miami. We all know the last time it happened was 10 years ago. The Saints and the Colts. That was a dynamic game. It's been 10 years since it's been back. The Hard Rock Stadium is now going to be on display for the whole world to see. We might touch a little bit on the Miami Dolphins, but you're also going to be talking, oh, nice, very well done. You're also talking about Super Bowl III being the first one.
Ooh.
And we can go down memory lane. It's Joe Namath was the famed guarantee. If we putting the photograph of him being poolside before that one in the Orange Bowl. That's, by the way, on the left side of your screen for all those who are watching on television. That's Brent Musburger sitting poolside, one of the many members of the media.
Amazing.
Hearing Namath without a shirt on, hold court, and guarantee a win for the Jets. The reason why I also bring this up is this will be brought up because it was the very next year the Chiefs went to their only Super Bowl and won it. Here we are 50 years later in the city of Miami. That's storyline number 10. Storyline number 9 for Super Bowl 54. Put it up on the screen if you don't mind for our television. Joe Montana connection. Yes, Joe Montana played for both teams.
Right.
Joe Montana will be an interesting interview. Joe Montana has already tweeted out something liked over 170,000 times on his Twitter account. His uniform for game worn of the Niners and the Chiefs up on the wall said, "You heard from me first. I guarantee my team will win the Super Bowl." A little bit more on Joe Montana later on. Number 8.
Like that one?
John Lynch's big adventure, his big weekend. John Lynch, the general manager of the San Francisco 49ers, has helped put this team in the Super Bowl with some of his choices, shopping for the groceries. On Saturday of Super Bowl weekend, it's entirely possible, and I hope we do hear it, his name called finally for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and then he can, the next day, join John Elway, join Ozzie Newsome as Pro Football Hall of Famers to have won a ring as a grocery shopper, and also join Elway in terms of winning a trophy yourself as a player. Can you imagine all that together for Lynch? John Lynch's big adventure. That's going to be something
Big
that's talked
weekend,
about
man.
for that. Certainly once the weekend hits. Number 7 on your hit list. Every year there's a go-to guy for interviews. His press conferences is a must-see. Everybody's going to be around this guy's podium because he can talk about more than just football and give you tons of sound bites because he speaks his mind. He only knows one speed when he's at the podium and when there's a microphone in front of him. He's a man of many, many, many facets. He can talk about the collective bargaining agreement. He could talk about growing up in Compton and going to Stanford and getting to the Super Bowl. His name is Richard Sherman. It's Richard Sherman time, everybody. Get ready for him. Certainly if Darrelle Revis keeps calling him out. And then by the time it's his third and final media availability for the week on Thursday, and he's sitting there at a podium and he's done talking about also what happened the last time he was at the Super Bowl. The Marshawn Lynch stuff is going to be coming up again. All of it. It's Richard Sherman time. Number 6, more players. Gronk's out. Who's the best tight end in the league right now? It's the George Kittle, Travis KELCE show, everybody. You will see so much of these dynamic tight ends who are the best at the position. It'll be the battle for who's the best at the position. And both of them are just stellar personalities, so likable, so much like the guy you went to college with or the guy you grew up with or the guy that you want to share a beer with. It's the George Kittle, Travis KELCE show for Super Bowl 54. That's the 10 through 6. Now here's your top 5, everybody. Number 5 on your hit list. Who is Jimmy G? Who is this guy? Who is Jimmy Garoppolo? Yes, because
He is handsome.
for a ton of casual sports fans, they're going to get introduced to this kid from the middle of the country who went to Eastern Illinois and got drafted second overall in this second round draft pick in this league. And the whole Jimmy Garoppolo story. We're going to meet his parents. We're going to meet him. And people are going to fall in love with him. And he's a handsome guy. And who is Jimmy G? Who is the Jimmy Garoppolo story is number 5, which leads to, yes, number 4. What's going to happen with Tom Brady and the Patriots? Because the Patriots aren't in this game. And the reason why the Patriots aren't in this game is because of Tom Brady and what's going on with the Patriots And the reason why Jimmy G is in this game is because the Patriots stuck with Tom Brady, or Brady insisted that Jimmy Garoppolo's got to go. And how does that all play into what's going on with him and Kraft and Belichick right now? And yes, Joe Montana's name's going to be brought up. And Montana was Brady's idol. I mean, there's so much connective tissue that's going to bring Patriots to the fore just when you think you're done with them. No. Jimmy G is in the Super Bowl. And do the Patriots wish they still had him? Is Belichick upset that he doesn't have somebody like Jimmy G? And where's Tom Brady going to go? It's coming. Get ready for it.
I think you're right about that.
Number 3. All Mahomes all the time. And I will right now tell you, I will be leading that charge. I will be guilty as charged. Because this guy has the opportunity. Kyle Brandt said on Good Morning Football, I think it was him who said that if he wins this game, he's the face of American sports.
Whoa.
Okay, that's a lot. But this kid, what he's able to do, what he's been able to do, we as football fans have all seen it. The casual sports fan is going to surf in and see him maybe play for the first time, they're going to go, who is this guy? Because I don't see a guy who normally plays like this. And all of us who normally sees what quarterbacks look like in the Super Bowl, if he comes up with a Kurt Warner type game, 400 yards passing, if he winds up throwing for 400 yards against this defense, he has the opportunity to grab the entire NFL world by the horns. I know that there's a San Francisco team that is very stout to prevent it. It's a launching pad possibility for this kid to make it his world, his football world, in which we are all paying rent. And I'm all in on it. So I'm guilty already, as charged. Number 2. These next 2 are interchangeable. They're interchangeable. But I'm going to put number 2 on this list because, again, it's the Super Bowl for the sports programs. Andy Reid. Andy Reid, all he's missing is this. He went once. It's been years since he's been there. He's now back. Can he win the big one? Big Red. Can Big Red win the big one wearing red for a franchise, for a city that's been waiting 5 decades for this moment? Can he do it? Is this the guy? Is Mahomes the guy for him? We'll go down memory lane about what happened with Philadelphia. You will learn more about his personal life, what did happen to his son. That side of the human interest will develop. That might cause the casual sports fans who watch morning news shows to learn more about Andy Reid at some point. It's Andy Reid. And then that leads to the number 1 storyline of Super Bowl 54, the Shanahans. Hanging with the Shanahans. Kyle Shanahan, son of 2-time Super Bowl winner Mike Shanahan, the only father-son combination to ever coach teams in the Super Bowl as head coaches. Mike handed his son the Hallis Trophy. It was a very emotional moment. We've seen Mike win it twice. We're going to see Kyle now try and win it once. It's all going to be about the family affair. And again, the casual sports fan that's going to read about the Super Bowl and learn about the storylines through places like the Today Show and those types of programs will hear about the Shanahans and the family affair that San Francisco hopes will lead to the same result as it did for Denver all those years ago. What did Mike teach Kyle? What is Kyle learning from Mike? What does Mom think about all this? So those are your top 10 storylines.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.